And now, the next one. For the next property, it's number 85. I will give the floor to the delegation of Germany to present the committee the reason it wishes to open the state of conservation of Kiev. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The amendments are developed in line with the state party, and the state party wished to have some clearer wording in some aspects. Therefore, we ask for the adoption of the amended decision.
Thank you. Any comment of ICOMOS? No. The Secretariat?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Actually, this draft decision can be found on page 150 of document 7B, English version, and 155 in the French version. The Secretariat wishes just to say that no new information had been received apart from several letters from non-governmental organizations since the document has been issued. And yesterday, after we were informed that the SOC would be opened further to the request of Germany, we have received from the state party a couple of documents, including a letter of the city mayor of Kiev, and again a few letters from non-governmental organizations. So these are just some factual elements on behalf of the Secretariat. Thank you.
And now ICOMOS.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As background to the revised draft decision, ICOMOS would just like to recall the concern that has been recognized by the committee over many sessions on the lack of control of new construction in the buffer zone and the wider panorama of the Dnieper River, and specifically the request to put in place a moratorium in 2009 on new construction in the buffer zone on tall buildings that could or might compromise the landscape along the river until an urban development plan was put in place. We also recall that in 2012, the committee requested the modification of projects in the buffer zone through demolishing constructed levels to an appropriate scale in line with the recommendations of the mission and ICOMOS's assessments. The amended decision thus refers back to specific requests that have already been made by the committee. First of all, we underscore the need for the moratorium that is now in place to be fully implemented. And as over the past 6 years, many new constructions have been undertaken, and there is now an urgency to implement the committee's previous decisions on modifying construction in the buffer zone. We understand that the state party is ready and willing to undertake this work. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments? No. I can see well. So we could adopt the draft decision in the reviewed version. And I ask the rapporteur, Germany. First, Germany.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for giving us the floor again. We would like to hear the state party on the draft decision as proposed, as amended, and as revised, and whether this is acceptable for them. Thank you.
Then we ask Ukraine.
Госпожа председатель, уважаемые члены комитета, уважаемые делегаты.
Dear Madam Chair, dear committee members, dear delegates.
В нашей стране происходят серьезные изменения, и мы делаем все, чтобы интегрировался в европейское пространство.
Our country is undergoing considerable changes, and we are doing our best to integrate into the European community.
Мы признаем, что предыдущая власть допустила ошибки в сфере защиты культурного наследия, но мы делаем все возможное, чтобы их исправить.
We agree that our previous authorities made certain mistakes in the protection of cultural heritage, and we are intended to change their mistakes.
Так, в начале года Киевсовет по инициативе мэра Киева Виталия Кличка, человека мира, принял очень важное решение о введении моратория на застройку в буферной зоне объекта.
Beginning of this year, Vitaly Klitschko, the mayor of Kiev and ambassador to UNESCO, initiated the adoption of a moratorium on the ongoing constructions in the buffer zone of St. Sophia Cathedral.
Сейчас он намерен устранить допущенные ошибки, понизив этажность строящихся высотных зданий до уровня прилегающих исторических застроек и не допустить появления новых высоток в соответствии с рекомендацией ЭКОМОС.
Currently, he intends to solve these issues by means of demolishing the already constructed stories to the level of neighboring historic buildings and to prevent the construction of new buildings in accordance with the recommendations of ECOMOS.
С просьбой о поддержке этих намерений мэр Киева Виталий Кличко обратился к госпоже генеральному директору ЮНЕСКО Ирине Боковой и господину президенту ЭКОМОС Густаво Раозу. Официальной делегацией Украины были разработаны и утверждены поправки к проекту решения, и мы просим внести их в решение по объекту 527 с указанием конкретных адресов сооружений в непосредственной близости от собора Святой Софии. Благодарю за предоставленное слово.
With this proposal, Vitaly Klitschko, the mayor of Kiev, addressed Irina Bokova, Director General of UNESCO, and Gustavo Rozo, the president of ECOMOS. Ukrainian official delegation has elaborated and approved the amendments to the draft decision, and we ask to add these amendments to the decision on the property 527 with addresses of construction specified. Thank you for your attention.
I see Finland. Finland, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We were about to adopt a decision that have not been circulated. We do not have it on the screen. We are actually not aware about what we are about to adopting here. So could we please get it on the screen, and if it could be read through so we can see what the changes are in the amendment. Thank you.
You are right. We have to read the amendments. That's necessary. I see Poland. Portugal. Portugal, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. In the same sense, I must say that I find it very regretful that one is confronted when coming to the meeting of items that were not in the agenda. If at least the day before we were advised that one or other delegation wanted to open one or other subject that we deemed closed, I think it would be helpful to everyone, because I really don't know neither what is the sense of the German correction to the alteration to the decision, and I didn't know the terms of the debate, so I'm totally at loss to participate usefully in the discussion, and I must regret it, because we're dealing with serious issues. So at least we have the draft decision now on the board. But if you could do something, Madam President, we would appreciate. It's not too difficult to say the day before to other members of the committee of any intention to reopen dossiers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. We discussed this in the morning in the Bureau meeting, and I think it's really helpful to have it before and not to be so surprised, of course. But now I ask Germany to explain the intention, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just for information, we sent yesterday we sent the revised draft resolution yesterday in the afternoon. I do not know why it has not been distributed to the distinguished members of this committee. So it is just an amendment to underline the importance of the moratorium which is in place at the moment, but we like to underline it here again. Therefore, we have an amendment to paragraph 4. And then we request the state parties to reduce the height of non-conforming and dissonant buildings in the buffer zone of the property which threaten and or have negative impact on the OUV of the property by means of demolishing the already constructed stories to the level of neighboring historical buildings in accordance with its previous decision. And I'm personally, and my delegation is very happy to have been asked for this additional paragraph. I think if other countries all over the world would accept such a wording, we could reach a lot. Thank you.
Portugal again, please, you have the floor.
But having heard the very excellent explanation of the German delegation, I fully support these alterations. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any more comments? No. So then we could adopt the draft decision. That's right, yeah? And I declare decision 39, com 7b.85 adopted as amended. Thank you.